football basketball team. Admission to the game was free as people were encouraged to donate items to the Kimball Food Pantry. This year we collected, I would say about 9 boxes for the Kimball Center and a free will donation of $425 that was donated to the Kimball Senior Center for meals. And then I have a thank you from both the Kimball Center and the Senior Meals. Dear NHS, thank you so much for the donation from your grand kind of event. We appreciate your support. Kylie Payton, ROCS 90. And National Honor Society, thank you very much for your recent donations to the Kimball Food Pantry through the Crown Canyon event. You brought in some much needed items to restock our shelves. Thank you for your community support. So, I never seen these kids, so it's the first time to hear their praise. The annual blood drive that NHS was co-hosted with FSA was back on after a year off due to COVID. 19 units of blood were donated and 57 lives were positively affected through our efforts of our blood drive. So those are the 2 main activities that NHS does throughout the year. This year we'll be inducting outstanding students who have demonstrated scholarship, leadership, service, and character. I've asked our current NHS members to present their future goals and aspirations and to reflect upon what Kimball High School and NHS and what they have learned, how they have grown, and how it has made them the person they are today. We will begin with
ready to move on to the next chapter of my life, thanks to all I have learned in my 13 years in the Kimball school system, including National Honor Society. From kindergarten with Mrs. Williams to Mrs. Jackson senior math, I have learned something from every single teacher. Kimball school has taught me hard work, perseverance, and responsibility. First, I have learned responsibility. Mrs. Dykstra has taught me to work hard. In Mrs. Dykstra's class, you're expected to do your very best and do more than expected. I learned the hard way that work must be done on time and well done. Second, I have learned perseverance. Miss Jackson has taught me to persevere. When I was in Algebra 2, I struggled and needed Miss Jackson's help. I went in for extra help almost every day after school. She taught me to persevere even when it was difficult. Finally, I gained responsibility and self-confidence. Mr. Miller has taught me to be responsible. He always says, get off the escalator. In other words, get your work done and take responsibility for your actions. He's shown me that I always need assistance in tackling challenging projects. I'm capable of great things all on my own. All these qualities will be beneficial in college, but also for the rest of my life. I'm grateful for the quality teachers and education I've received over the years. I'm excited to use all the skills and knowledge in my future life.
Next, we'll hear from Brooke.
I know thanks to my teachers and programs such as NHS, no matter what I do, I'm going to do well and have people wherever.
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Auburn.
Hi, I'm Auburn. In the fall, I will be attending Lake Area Secondary College in Watertown. Here I will study to become a dental assistant and potentially go on to dental hygiene. National Honor Society has taught me to always serve and help others. Not only will I use this while I enter this new chapter of my life, but in all the years to follow. Kimball School overall has taught me many lessons, but the most important is that there is always someone who cares about you.
or failing?
Kimball High School and NHS has pushed me to be active in my community and school with various opportunities. It has been a big stepping stone towards my future goals and career. My plans for my future are to attend Mitchell Technical College for an associate's degree in speech language pathology assistant.
Thank you, current NHS members. I've asked our incoming candidates to choose a quote or phrase that has special meaning to them. They were to reflect upon this quote and summarize in their own words the significance and special importance to them. We'll begin with Taya.
The quote I have chosen goes like this: life's a test, mistakes are lessons, but the gift of life is knowing that you've made a difference. And it's by Tupac Shakur. The first part says life's a test. Every day we're tested on the right and wrong decisions we can make. Sometimes we lead ourselves to the right decisions, and sometimes we make mistakes. Like it says in the second part, mistakes are lessons. Every mistake we make teaches us a lesson. Mistakes often point out something we don't know or help us recognize something we never knew we had before. It's often, way too often, that each of us make mistakes. However, they each help us grow as a person. The next part says, the gift of life is knowing that you have made a difference. For myself, knowing that I've made a difference in somebody else's life makes me feel accomplished. It is important we all make a difference in someone's life because it makes us feel like we matter. Making a difference in someone's life leaves you with happiness. Isn't that what we're all searching for?
Next, we'll hear from Danny.
I have chosen the quote by Dr. Frost. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. I believe that this quote not only applies to mine, but my fellow classmates as well. It is getting to that point where thinking about our future is the next big step. I always thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life after high school. But as I get older, new opportunities and interests make it harder for me to decide what path I will be going down. As high school is coming to an end and new beginnings are upon us, we know that time cannot stand still as much as we want it to. Decisions will be made and our futures will start to take shape. As Robert Frost states, life goes on. So live in the present and look forward to the future.
Next is Ryan.
The quote I chose was, I'd rather regret things I've done than regret the things I haven't done, by Lucille Ball. I picked this quote because I would rather do too many things in life and regret more things than not do enough. I don't want to regret not doing something.
Next, we'll hear from Kate.
The quote I chose is from Morgan Harper Nicholas. She's not afraid of the wait anymore, for she knows He will open doors beautiful and perfect in their time. This quote is something that is beautiful and something to live by. Learning to trust the process and what God has in store for you is so important. By trusting in the Lord's plan, you can teach yourself to lean on God in the season you are in and waiting for the next door to open. If you can live in the season of trusting the process and learning that everything will come in God's timing, then you are able to live in the beauty of Him. He has a plan, and even if it doesn't seem to be yours or that things aren't working out, just know that He is in control. Thank you.
Next will be Carter.
I've chosen the quote by Dolly Parton. If you want to see the rainbow, you have to put up with the rain. There are many ways to look at this quote and apply it to your life. The way that I look at it is before you see the pretty rainbow, there are things that happen first. In nature, you must deal with a storm or a long day of rain before the rainbow appears. I view the rain as a symbol of our struggles and challenges we face along the way to reach our goals. In the real world, these struggles and challenges can take many days or years before the rainbow occurs. I apply this quote to my daily life because I know that the goals do not come easy. I know that in order to see the rainbow at the end, there's going to be rain and challenges that I face. We all have goals and dreams, but they'll only stay dreams if you don't work through the rain. And when the rainbow appears, I know my work has paid off and I can look back at what I faced where I am today. Thank you.
Josie?
I chose this quote by Natalie Mason, and it was like, don't let someone else's idea of success make you feel like you've chosen the wrong path. Your journey may look different than everyone else's, but it's yours. This quote really touched my heart in many ways. Nobody knows your life but you. Nobody knows what you've been through, or what your goals are, and how hard you are working towards them. I think so many people compare themselves and their progress to others who aren't even in the same situation as them, and that right there is what is discouraging. It does not matter what the goal is or what you are trying to accomplish. It all takes a great amount of heart and strength. So for now, let's just applaud one another. Cheer on and be happy for one another because we're all truly trying our very best in this confusing, disheartening society world.
And Sweetie.
The quote I have chosen is, "The temptation to quit will be the greatest just before you're about to succeed," by Bob Parsons. Personally, there have been many times that I've almost given up, whether it be on a homework assignment I've been struggling with, or a course I'm trying to get along with that it's not working. But you have to have faith and keep going because I promise it'll all be worth it in the end.
Thank you, candidates. You can see their personality shine through those quotes. It was really good. We will now have the candle lighting ceremony. The curtains members, please stand and join. The membership of the Kimball High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities held in high esteem by the Society. Our members will review these qualities for the candidates. Each quality is represented by a candle, which will be lit by the current candle burning on the table, which represents knowledge. Current members will come forward, light their candle, and define and elaborate the expectations of each qualification. Scholarship.
Scholarship means a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended. Our education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Service.
Service can be described in various ways. In the routine day's work, many opportunities arise to help others. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or without recognition is a quality we seek in our membership. We are committed to the idea of volunteering our time and abilities to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Leadership.
exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in the country, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, to lead is a substantive charge to each of our members.
And character.
Character is the force within each individual which distinguishes that person from others. It gives each of us our individuality. It is that without which no one can respect himself or hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force of character that guides one through life, and when once developed, grows steadily. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant action, striving daily to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality what we wish to appear to others. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, care, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
Thank you, senior members. Candidates, as I call your name, will you please come forward to receive your membership certificate and sign an NHS record book. Mr. Dexter will present you with your certificate. And then I had it open until last year because that's where the book, was free. So flip the page over. Don't be burned. Move it inside. Taya Chalma, you may apply. Danny Deatherbaugh. Ryan Brucey. Kate Ablett. Carter Lenz. Josie McCord. And Swayze Ness. And when the evening is concluded, it's kind of fun to come up and look at the book and see who's all signed it. There's quite a few years of compiled signatures in there, so feel free to do that. Candidates, to complete your induction together, we will stand and recite the pledge. And go. I pledge to uphold the flag of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Congratulations. So in taking this off finding my inspirational remarks until the last moment. And yesterday on Facebook, my Taste with Simple sponsor asked the whole team our opinion on the best speaker we'd ever had at conference, and my answer was John O'Leary. Has anyone here heard of John O'Leary? So I thought, why not tell you about what makes him so special? So when John was a 9-year-old boy, he was burned on 100% of his body. He was in a garage playing with matches and gasoline, just like he had seen the older boys on his block do. A fire exploded, consuming his garage, sending him flying back against the wall and turning his whole world upside down. He woke up in a hospital bed where doctors had given him a 1% chance to live. Through all the pain, he remembered hearing his mom's voice and asking her if he would be okay. His mom had the courage not to comfort him with a lie, but to instead ask, "John, do you want to die? It's your choice, not mine." He thought for a moment and answered, "Mom, I don't want to die, I want to live." That was the start of the rest of his life. He spent 5 months in the hospital, endured dozens of surgeries, and underwent years of physical therapy. During his recovery, he had to relearn many things that we take for granted, such as walking and writing. If you see a picture of John's hands, you'll see that he does not have normal fingers. He does have a portion of his fingers up to about the first knuckle, but even some of those are fused together. John's mom was unsuccessful at persuading John to try writing again. She said, "As soon as you can write, you can go back to school." We all know that wasn't going to motivate a 10-year-old. Enter Jack Buck, the late father of sports broadcaster Joe Buck. He was an American sportscaster, best known for his work announcing Major League Baseball games for the St. Louis Cardinals. His play-by-play work earned him recognition from Baseball, Football, and Radio Hall of Fames. He heard that John had been hospitalized. He went to visit him. Upon leaving John's hospital room, he collapsed in tears. A nurse confirmed his grief, stating that John probably wouldn't live. Jack Buck went home and prayed and asked himself this question: what more can I do? He returned to the hospital the next day and encouraged John to live and to fight. He returned many times after that, encouraging John in his healing journey. When Jack learned that John did not have a desire to learn how to write again, it was then that Jack's question, "What more can I do?" inspired him to take action. Jack had a baseball signed by Ozzie Smith. He mailed it to John and said, once he wrote a thank you letter to the person who signed the ball, another baseball would follow. So John picked up the pen and began his rehabilitative journey to learn to write with what he had left of his hands. This pattern of sending autographed baseballs and thank you notes in return continued for the whole summer until John had over 60 autographed baseballs. John credits Jack's belief in him as a motivator that got him through elementary, middle, and high school, as well as college. When John graduated from college, it was Jack that showed up with another heartfelt gift. John credits this appearance and gift from Jack as an example of love and what it means to be loved and give love. Jack said the gift meant a lot to him, and that he hoped it meant a lot to John. It was the baseball Jack received when he went into the Hall of Fame. John said that Jack absolutely changed his life and gave him a belief in himself, and that he in turn now shares with his wife, kids, and everyone that hears him speak, or reads his best-selling books. John shares and encourages everyone to wake up from accidental living and embrace these 3 truths. Number 1, our life is a sacred, awesome gift. Number 2, we get to choose our mindset in every situation, no matter how bleak it seems. And number 3, together we can change the world, starting with our own. I've been blessed to listen to John speak in person and via an online format during COVID. The first time I heard him speak, my biggest takeaway was when you know your why, you can endure any how. So we repeat that. When you know your why, you can endure any how. This encouraged me to clearly define why I was doing what I was doing, which was direct sales at the time, and keep that in front of me daily so that when the times got tough, the motivation ran out and the mountains seemed too tall to climb, I could be renewed by my wine. I went on to have my most successful year with Taste of Simple that I'd ever had. I promoted twice and earned an all-inclusive 4-day trip to Mexico for my husband and I for free. So when you get to college and the homework's piling up, and the deadlines are approaching, and you yearn for the days of good old VHS, remember your why, and you will endure the how. Then, amidst of all the chat about Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars, my Facebook feed recommended that I check out an Oscar-nominated song written by Diane Warren. She's one of my all-time favorite songwriters, and it was sung by Reba McEntire, one of my all-time favorite singers. This is another tap on the shoulder from above to share this with you tonight. This song is called Somehow You Do, and it's from the movie 4 Good Days, which I'm sure I'll never see because it's not animated. That's my life right now, animated movies. And I'm going to read you the first verse, the second verse, the bridge, and then the chorus. So you feel like you've run out of hope, carrying all that weight. Your back's about to break, and you're standing at the end of your rope. You want to give up the fight, you see no relief in sight. And it's hard to keep the faith, but the darkest night still finds the day. So you feel like you're on the brink. Oh, you're in the battle alone, and life's punched a hole in your soul. Yeah, you've been brought to your knees, but there's better days up ahead. You'll be back on your feet again, and you're gonna be okay. Oh, the darkest night will find the day. 'Cause it's those times when times get bad. You'll find the strength you didn't know you even had. Somehow you'll get through this. When you think it's the end of the road, it's just because you don't know where the road's leading to. When you think that the mountain's too high and the ocean's too wide, and you'll never get through, some way, somehow you do. So I encourage you, will you be like Jack and say, what more can you do? Or will you be like John and know your why so you can endure anyhow? Either way, you are sure to go out and make a difference in this world. Thank you all for coming tonight. I'm sure Susanna would like if you eat more food. We definitely are going to take lots of pictures, so we have our cameras ready, and that concludes our ceremony. Thank you for coming.